The Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
My favorite draft class by far this year. I loved everything that they did, from getting Tyler Booker. The first 3 picks are all first round picks. and Dante's draft book, these are all potential first round picks. Tyler Booker, Donovan Ezraku, Siobhan Reveal.
As much as people want to like crap on Tyler Booker, I do agree with that.
Yeah, bro. They absolutely killed it. So, they bring in Solomon Thomas, 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗃 Turpin. Did 𝗕𝘂𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀
uncomfortable with the law.
Yeah. Javonte Williams is the most interesting piece in the offseason that they brought in because the dude just hasn't been healthy. Look, that knee was ground beef 2 years ago. And then you come to a running back room, not only with Andre Estime trying to get his snaps in there, but with Jaleel McLaughlin too, and a obviously a rookie quarterback and a couple of young wide receivers. Yeah, it wasn't going to fit that well. So I think that he immediately goes up to the top, if not running back number one, then Jaden Blue maybe. 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝗀𝗀 you got to include in there. And then they signed Miles Sanders to a 1-year contract. Can Miles Sanders be good anymore? I don't think so, but we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see how it goes.
Dante Fowler has just been a journeyman, but he signed a 1-year deal with them. And then 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝘀𝗀 𝗂𝘂, we talked about him a little bit, man, and we'll see.
He'll be behind Diggs and Deron Bland, which
because Jordan Lewis came to the Jaguars, so
which I mean both Bland and Diggs separately have had one season where people are like they're defensive player of the year, but haven't been able to recreate that, and they've been injured. When was really the last time we can say for a majority time they both played together for like a good chunk of time?
Yeah.
And we talk about I like a lot of the young talent in their depth for when one or two of those guys go down. And we talked about Siobhan Revel, 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀, maybe he just needed a change of scenery. I'd say Andrew Booth Jr., but I don't think he's got anything left. I think we've seen all we've needed to see of him.
Called that one. So I might have struck out with Christian Gonzalez, but I hit a home run with Andrew Booth.
With Andrew Jr., yes, we both did. We struck out on Gonzalez, but we both hit home runs on Andrew Booth.
Yep.
𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀 really liked. Shamar James, I think, would be.
Yeah, but DeMarvian's not going to be in this year at all. So I think that's why they went and got Shamar James.
Yeah. Shamar James, that's what I was about to say. I think he's going to.
Underrated.
He's very underrated, not just because he's a Florida guy, but I just think
he's a beast.
I just think he is very underrated.
I wrote a bit about him. I said he was the most underrated pick of the Cowboys.
Very young offensive line. I do like that they moved Tyler Guyton back to his respected place in the offensive line setup. I don't know. And then obviously, we got CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert as your top three. But I don't know. We already made a video on the George Pickens. Dante loves it. I'm not that big of a fan of it. So, after this, if you haven't seen that, go watch that. But George Pickens is an addition. Obviously he's an addition. George Pickens is a good addition. I just don't know how much of like a boost he's going to be able to give that team. Dak Prescott's coming off of his hamstring injury. His bill of health isn't looking as clean anymore as it used to in the past, but I think he's still going to be a good quarterback for them.
When you trade for Joe Milton,
we get to see I was about to say, we get to see the addition of Joe Milton, who we've also made a video about.
Yep.
So I think on paper, this is a good team, but again, Dak Prescott, really, what is he going to look like? Javonte Williams, how much is his knee going to hold up, and really who's going to take the mantle there if he goes down? Miles Sanders, I don't think he has much left in the team. Jaden Blue, maybe, but he had some nagging injuries. And Deuce Vaughn, I
think Deuce Vaughn has a reduced role to a all-time special teamer at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that, and I think
somebody else we hit on, Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, Mozzie Smith is.
We hit the head on that one.
Yeah, we try to tell people, man. But here's the thing: Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback. We said this time and time again. People refuse to listen to the truth, right? When he's healthy, and if he gets back to 100% healthy, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are about to do something to the league that I don't think a lot of people are ready for. I just don't think right now that running back core is not going to be as put together for them to be able to succeed for the new year. And if something does happen to Dak Prescott where he's not the starter anymore and Joe Milton comes in, I still think George Pickens and
end up being their leading rusher
and CeeDee Lamb are going to cook. Yeah, and that's still a bad problem to have because you don't want him running all the time.
Ooh.
I still have so many question marks along that defense. It's not even funny. DeMarvin Overshown's not going to be healthy enough this year. Can those cornerbacks stay healthy? All of them been on a rotation of being injured. And then we have Michael Parsons, who's going to continue to be an animal.
Michael Parsons.
I think what you're going to end up seeing is like Donovan Ezaraku and Micah Parsons are going to be an excellent duo together. It's something that they've been wanting for the longest time.
Yes,
going to fit
I
right
will
in.
say with Micah Parsons, though, how much is that contract going to, is he going to be I'm not playing until we get that? So, how much is that going to really take effect as well, I wonder?
I don't know. It's an interesting question.
That's what we'll have to find out. I don't think that's going to affect.
Well, next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I don't think that's going to affect them that much, but I do think that is a lingering issue that will haunt the Cowboys throughout the entirety of the season.
Yeah. I still think we come out of this thing saying that the Cowboys are a scarier team than what people gave them credit for.
Yes. I also think a lot of it just depends on Schoonmaker.
Yep, Schoonmaker. We'll see
or
what happens.
Schoonmaker, yeah, not
Schoon. I think I've heard it
Shoemaker is their
pronounced
tight end.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
Schottenheimer. There we go. Schottenheimer. There's Brian Schottenheimer. I was thinking
Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah.
Brian Schottenheimer is the coach. Luke Shoemaker is the backup tight end.
We didn't even talk about Brian Schottenheimer being the new coach there too. Just to dig on that a little bit. I mean, that had a lot to do with my rankings. It's like it's almost like you want to give the first-year coach the benefit of the doubt, but this is a lot of personalities. This is a lot of responsibility for having one of the most popular teams in America that you're now the mantle of, and you have a lot of new weapons all over the place, right?
Especially when people were clamoring for McCarthy to be fired, and it's like, but they would also be like, oh, well, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach, to go to Schottenheimer, who hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So ever since he was announced, he's already been dealing with backlash from the fans. So it's been stressful for him since day one, or the pressure's been on him since day one.